How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Amber. She's on mute.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. I forgot about it just now. I wish I had time to wash my face and stuff before.
Hi, ladies. How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to mute everyone. Oops. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to mute everybody. And
Guys, I'm looking for it.
yes. And then unmute. Okay. How are y'all doing tonight? Good?
Yeah, we're doing great. It's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you. You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
See, this is much better than going to sleep early.
Yeah. Now that I'm staying with Amber.
Aww. I bet that's so fun.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you. I'll go ahead and get started. This is Amber Miller and Lori Welch. Lori is Amber's mother. I know they look just like sisters, though. And I forget who started the business. Was it Amber? Did you start and then Lori joined? Yes. So I just think that's so awesome to be able to work together. But I met Lori in October on the Bloomingdale shopping spree, and I just instantly connected with her. And then through her, I've had the opportunity to meet Amber, and I just love them both to pieces. And I'm so excited and so honored for you all to share with my team. I'm sure that they are going to love you just as much as I do. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Why don't I let you go first?
Okay.
And you might turn up your volume. I can't hear you very well.
Okay, let me see. Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
Okay. Well, like she said, my name's Amber Miller, and this is my mom, and she's visiting me here in Tennessee. I grew up in California, but married my Southern boy husband and moved here almost 6 years ago. And I first started Plexus a little over 3 years ago. I was 23 years old. And honestly, I just tried it to be nice to a friend. I grew up with a healthy, crunchy nut mom. So I had a very healthy lifestyle. My Tennessee country bumpkin friends were teasing me because I go out in the farmer's field and actually pick barley grain and bring it home and wash it and juice it. And I was doing everything I could to try to stay as healthy as possible because I had really debilitating seasonal issues that kept me locked in my house since I was 9 years old. So I thought I knew that there was no way this little pink drink that tasted good, that wasn't green and disgusting, was going to do anything for me. But so she invited me to 3 different events, and finally I said, well, if you buy me dinner and you drive, because I want to get out of my house, I'll go. So make sure you keep following up with people. So I went and tried it to be nice and just got amazing results. Within a couple weeks, my symptoms just started to get better and better and better. And here we are 3 years later, and I am completely free of my issues, loving the summer and spring and fall. So that's really where my Plexus health testimony started. Do you want me to go into the business section there? Okay. So then she told me, once I started liking it, she said, you could make, my friend said, you could make about $100 a month if you just shared with some people. And I think that I liked that she just told me $100 because I thought, oh, I could do that. I could do $100. And at the time, I was doing a lot of little side businesses just because I liked having guilt-free shopping money. I always tell people, they laugh at me, but I had 100 chickens and was selling chicken eggs off my porch. I cooked for a wealthy neighbor. I baked bread at a bakery. I got up at 4 a.m. once a week and went in there with my baby and baked bread. So I was doing a lot of stuff. And she said, you can make some money. Just, start telling people. And she told me to go silver. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So mom was one of the first people. I think I actually went and got her credit card out of her wallet. She'll tell you the story, and signed her up because I had to hit silver and I needed one more person. So I hit silver and got my $100 bonus. And then I just was really floored how I told a cousin and she loved it. And then she told her friend and then she loved it. And it was just organically, I started growing the business without even knowing what was happening. I had no idea what network marketing was. But as we all know, these products everybody needs, and so everybody wants. So it's really hard not to share and not to get your products paid for and not to make substantial income. So that's kind of how my story started in the beginning. And I, of course, had a lot of road bumps and stumbling blocks. I think age really had a factor, being 23 and having absolutely zero experience and dealing with a lot of personal growth issues. I'll probably let mom take it from here and then I'll tell the rest of my story. But when mom started growing her business and rocking it and sharing with people and falling in love with the products, that's when I stopped. Because I had a few people say, oh, the products aren't working. I've been on it for a week and I haven't lost any weight. 3 people actually. And that completely stopped me in my tracks. I completely stopped sharing. I didn't know how to deal with the negativity, and I took it and absorbed it into myself instead of looking at it objectively. And I actually started resenting like mom's success. And I think that happens with people a lot, is I was kind of upset that she was succeeding and I would, in the sense that I wasn't, because it was making me feel bad about myself, when it was all just these mindset issues. So long story short, mom kind of kicked me in the rear and she told me to stop complaining, to learn my products, to understand what I had, and to believe and have that belief and strong mindset. And I did, and she really helped me overcome that stumbling block. And it was at her house in California. We were visiting 6 months into my Plexus journey, and I decided to just let it go and start sharing again. And I started reaching out and messaging friends, and I signed an ambassador that month from her house. And 2 years later, I hit diamond. So no matter how rocky or rough your start, it's not too late. I had everyone in my downline, my mom and Kristen Abar and Brenda Martin and all these amazing women that were doing so well. They hit diamond way before I did. But you can't give up. Once I changed my mindset and believed what I had was amazing and didn't let people's response, their negativity, their actions, those few people, because really it's a few, right? I always say that 3 people can feel like 300. And backstory, all 3 of those people are now ambassadors under me. And one on my 2-year anniversary joined. The last one to join was on my 2-year anniversary. So definitely keep going and don't let negative people slow you down. Or maybe if you've had a rocky start, don't let that hinder you from going on to success.
So Amber, what do you feel like I know like definitely having your mom as a driving force and like, okay, get over it, keep moving. That definitely was a real big help in getting you to keep going. Were there any like books that you read, or like, is there anything else you feel like really helped you kind of like get over the negativity, get over and like move past?
Yeah. Well, you know what I did? The one book I love, absolutely love, and you guys have probably read it, is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. We did a deep book study with that, and I still have my affirmations from that I say constantly. But in the beginning, to get over that negativity and people saying these products aren't working, which is what I had 3 customers that were telling me that, which, like I said, they're all now ambassadors and loving their products. So they work. But it was really learning that what the Slim was doing in the body, what the probiotics were doing in the body, what was occurring and the healing and the balancing that was happening, and that some people might see results that month and some might take a couple months. So really learning for me, this is what was for me, which honestly, my testimony and the amazing results I got and my dad got and all of my friends got should have been enough for me to have belief. But for me personally, knowing kind of the science behind blood sugar and insulin and gut health and all of that really gave me that strong, firm conviction that when someone said, like I've had people now, when someone tells me, oh, it's not working, my reaction isn't, oh, I'm so sorry. You can get your money back. I'm so sorry it's not working. That's what it used to be, right? Mm-hmm. So I would lose that customer, and then in a few months they would order under someone else once someone else who knew what they were doing helped them. It's really well, let's figure out how to troubleshoot for you because these products work. We just need to learn what's best for you. Mm-hmm. And then that keeps them going. And that turns into an ambassador who falls in love with their products. So really for me, it was knowing what I had and the science behind it in that sense and how it connected to the body and having firm conviction in our products is what really was a big changing point for me. So I always tell people, go on the internet and Google blood sugar, insulin, hormones, gut health, and learn how it's all interconnected if you need that boost of confidence. So.
I love that. I love you saying that the importance of really learning your products, but not just learning your products, because we always talk about, learn your products. So go on there and, read it on the website and read what the products do, but really going deeper than that and really understanding like how all this stuff is connected with your body. I mean, that is really huge. I love that you shared that. That is really huge. And being successful is really understanding how all of this works.
Yeah, and if you don't like reading too, like sometimes it's hard to read these big, long health documents. That you type in blood sugar and hormone health, and there's awesome YouTube videos with graphics that explain the connection. And I'm a very visual person, so that helps me a lot. But yeah, that was a big factor in my success and my mindset shift.
Yes, I love that.
And Mom has a totally different story. Her story is going to sound different, but it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, to add to what Amber just said, I asked her, a lot of times people will say, no, this isn't working for anyone. I have so many people telling me X, Y, Z, but then nailing it down with her. Okay, what are their names? Who are they? How long have they been on it? What else is going on in their life? And then another thing she discovered about the one person that was telling her it didn't work is they weren't actually even taking the product. Yeah. And so to think that could have shut her down, those kinds of things are easy to take.
And I think what you meant when you said it's not working for anyone is that I would say that all the time. It's not working for anybody. It's not working for anybody. None of my customers are getting results. No one. And she would be like, Amber, how many people are we talking about? And I'd have to stop and think. And another lesson with that is when people say, oh, I'm telling people about Plexus and no one's interested. No one's interested. Always ask yourself and ask them, how many people did you talk to last week? How many people did you talk to this week? It's always like 2. It always comes down to that mindset. If your mindset is everybody wants these products, your results will be different. Just how you engage with people. So we're really huge on mindset, both of us.
Yeah. And then she had amazing results herself.
Yeah.
And my husband, I think most people have seen my husband's video on what happened with him, type 1 diabetes. And then for me, I had amazing results too. So the thing I told her is, what are we, chopped liver? But I'm really grateful for getting introduced to these products by Amber because as she said, I'm super uber crunchy. We butcher our own chickens, we milk our own goats. I eat completely, organic and grass-fed and coconut oil and don't use any toxins, the whole thing. And so somebody bringing me this pink powder, I never, ever would have tried it. And so this is another reason why you just want to follow up. Google the ingredients, know what they do, and give that information to your super crunchy people. But Amber basically forced the product on me. She had me okay it for her, so she gave me a bag of Slim, and I checked out every ingredient, and I told her, when she brought it to me, she said, Mom, if this is really helping me, and so if it's going to kill me, go ahead and tell me, but otherwise, can you look and try to find something positive with this instead of something negative, because Mom, you find something wrong with everything.
It was true. It was true.
And so that was an awesome challenge for a mama. I was like, I don't find something wrong with everything. I can do this. And so I looked at it really objectively. And just like I said, I researched the individual ingredients. I okayed it for her. We actually almost had like an arm wrestling contest over a mason jar filled with water and Slim, going back and forth across the kitchen counter. And she was saying, Mom, please try this. You said it was okay, please. And I'm like, it's not going to do any of the things that it says on the bag. Like, it's just not possible. And she's like, Mom, you're struggling with your weight now. You're struggling with your weight more than you had your entire life. And that's because I had 2 kids back to back at a later age. And so she talked me into it. She got me to agree to try it for 5 days. By the 3rd day, I was completely hooked. And I wasn't letting her know that. I had some fun with it and made her think she was still forcing me. And I did sign up by her saying, Mom, where's your credit card? And the rest is just history. You know, winning the Bloomingdale shopping spree, being as passionate about all of our products, not just the Slim. Belief has just always been sky high for me because I understand that the blood sugar and the gut health and the inflammation. And if all I had out of this whole Plexus deal was the results that we've had with the products, because I know how hard it is to get those types of results, I would be thrilled. So I would say belief is critical, and you can definitely have it. If you looked at the way our company has grown since we entered the company and since you've entered the company, it's just astounding, and we've got so much more room to go. People need these products. They address a host of issues.
Yeah.
So, Lori, share a little bit about like your journey. I don't know, how long did it take you to get to Diamond? Are you 2 years?
It was a year.
A year. So you went really fast.
Well, once I was floored by the competition. So I was kind of the homeschool, stay-at-home mom that came out of hiding after 25 years.
Yes.
I would have shared these products because I like to help people. I'm a total yellow personality. But I'm also a red, so when I saw that income graphic and I saw the compensation plan, I was like, I am going for this. And so, you know, a lot of people want to know, how did you grow so quickly? I did 5 to 8 new contacts a day and 3 to 5 follow-ups every day. Sometimes I would take Sunday off, but sometimes I just loved this business so much that in the evening, you know, I would do my messaging and do my follow-ups. I love following up because I don't like to give up on anybody. I'm so grateful that nobody gave up on me. And so I know I've seen it happen time and time again. Everyone will buy or join. People's lives change. They often don't need a plan B when you initially bring it to them, but they will later. And so my belief in that is so strong. My paycheck is real. Is your paycheck real, Angie?
Yes, it's very real.
Yeah, my results are real. And so I know what I have. And so I just hit the ground running, head down, and loved it.
Hold on. Okay, so I have a question here. It says, how many follow-ups did you do? So you said the 3 to 5 a day?
3 to 5 a day. Sometimes I'd get behind in follow-ups. I couldn't make the new contacts. But the what?
Oh, I think she went. I'm going to mute her.
And the way I kept track of it is I had this really sophisticated system of...
Oh. Sorry, I muted the wrong person. So you said the way you kept track of it?
Oh, yeah. Was it like super sophisticated formula where I have a little Post-it note and I stick it on the kitchen counter? And every time I made a contact, I'd make a little tally mark. And every time I made a follow-up, I'd make a little tally mark. I did it in between homeschooling and doing my laundry, washing my dishes, cooking my dinner, taking my kids to their lessons. You know, I very much just fit it in.
Yes. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm going to open this up to questions. Anyone that has a question, if you will, so that it doesn't get too crazy, if you will just put it in the chat like Erica did, that would be fabulous. So I'm sorry, I went completely blank. Okay, so Amber, so I want to ask you, so so your mom was under you, and then she goes a diamond in a year, and then it goes, and then you take another year after that to get to diamond, which is amazing. And I just share this because, I mean, everyone knows that Julia Carty is my level 2. Well, maybe she's my level 1. I'm sorry. But so like, I'm like almost exactly where you were, where, you know, I had someone under me that it's been almost a year. And so now I'm getting ready. So I know you kind of, I mean, basically you did share your struggles, and your belief in that. So I think we actually talked about that. So share with us like how you think that has helped you. I mean, definitely, I know it has helped you grow tremendously as a person. And what I'm kind of curious about is like, you were the youngest, and then now Jordan joined. So like for that, your age group of friends, like what do you think in working the business at your, I mean, because normally a 24-year-old, 23-year-old is in college. So how did you market to that group?
Okay, honestly, in the beginning, who I was marketing to is my friends, but I grew up homeschooled, and our circle, we, like, most of my friends were young moms. Like I had a 15-month-old at 23, got married at 21. Most of my friends were in that same category. They had a little child, they were exhausted, they didn't have any energy. So from in the beginning, that's who I marketed to. But now when people ask me about more of the college market and younger people, younger generation that aren't maybe young moms, talking to more and more people like that now, I think that it's a huge mindset issue when we think, oh, they're not going to be interested. They're in college, they're busy, they are interested. You just have to kind of convince them or give them the prompts, really. Like if you think about it, college age, like I have a lot of cousins that are in college right now. They're exhausted. They're bloated. Women, especially young girls, are bloated like crazy and hate that, right? They hate that little belly. And they're exhausted all the time. So they're really a perfect candidate. They just have to see it differently. Like with network marketing, like I had no idea what it was. You know, they have no idea what it is. So helping them to see it as, I always tell people, be different. Like what person around you do you want to emulate? Who do you want to be like? Or, you know, just be bold and be different is what I'm always telling young people. And this is a different way, but look at the success of people. And I use people like Jordan. And there's another, blanking on her name, but she's 23 and she's a senior Ruby, and I met her at convention.
Or she's a Emerald, I think, maybe.
Yeah, her. And there's another senior Ruby I met that didn't have any kids yet. That was 23. I think it was Alex or something maybe. And so I met all these young girls, and so I send them their stories and I screenshot their stuff, and I'm like, look at what they're doing. Look at 25, hitting diamond at 25, and what we've been able to do. And I just kind of, you know, that blocking objections, how they talk about how to block objections. Yeah. So I think of what the objection's going to be before they say it. So recently I had a younger girl I was talking to, and she was kind of not there yet. And so I was trying to put myself in her shoes. And I told her, I said, I know that you think that maybe you're too young and you don't know enough people, and then I give them the answer to it. And she was like, yeah, that's what I was worried about. But yes, that makes sense. So I think just putting yourself in their shoes and giving them the belief and giving them the courage to do something different and go after something different and giving them that different perspective, and not having the mentality of they're not going to be interested. Go at them with, oh my gosh, you are the perfect person. I know you're going to be fabulous at this. All of your friends, I'm sure you guys, I remember being in college. Oh my gosh, that exhaustion and that belly bloat and like that attitude. And then I tell young people, don't have the attitude of, I'm too young, no one's going to listen to me. Because, I mean, mom knows I dealt with that a lot. I would tell her, Yeah, she's like,
not true.
I dealt with the issue though.
Oh, the issue, but it's like in their head, but not true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was talking to people at the store and networking of, oh, this 40-year-old woman is going to think I'm just a little kid. I thought everybody looked at me as a little kid. So changing my mindset and telling myself over and over again, people want to listen to me. People want what I have. Older women want what I have. You know, people do not see me as a child. People see me as an adult. Caused me to act differently and to be respected and be listened to by older women and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of both sides to that.
Yes.
But again, mindset really comes down to it. I made a little video a while back, and I think that the analogy really helped a lot of people. Is if you were going to run a race and you wanted to win, or let's say your friend was training all the time for this race, and they're about to begin, and they say, I'm feeling exhausted. I think I'm going to be terrible today. I had bad night's sleep. I just feel like I'm going to lose. I just don't think I can do it. I just feel this is not going to work. We know intuitively that they're probably not going to win. If they go into the race already thinking they're going to lose, they're probably not going to win. And that's unfortunately where a lot of people that don't have the belief that mom did, that don't have the knowledge and the confidence that she did, they come into it. This is probably not going to work. I'm going to tell a couple of people and they're not going to be interested, but I'll see what happens. I'll try. I'll see what happens. And that mindset, that's what holds them back. That's what held me back of, look, see, people are not liking it. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. And mom's getting all the success because she's good at it and I'm not. It was just it was me. It wasn't what I was, it was me. So going into the race saying, I feel awesome today. I feel amazing. I'm going to run faster and better than I ever have before. If someone was saying that, they are most likely going to win the race and do their absolute best. So having that analogy, like when you wake up tomorrow is going to be great. People are going to respond to my messages. People are going to love what I hear. I'm going to have awesome posts. It brings it about. I mean, it really does. Even the way you respond to what people say to you will change. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We both can talk forever. And
No, I love that. I love that. And I definitely have learned, like, mindset is just so incredibly huge, because I think that this business, because we deal with people, can bring out like every insecurity that you have ever had in your whole life. And so it's kind of like learning how to deal with that. And your mindset is so huge in your success in this business. And I like how when you were giving an example of how you talk to someone, you had a lot of enthusiasm, and that's what also is like, have that enthusiasm and build belief into them while, help them build belief is so huge, and that confidence. So I love that. Okay, so we have lots of questions now. It says, okay, so how many level 1s do each of you have?
When we hit Emerald?
now,
Level 1s? How many level 1s?
level 1s, yeah,
Now?
currently.
Yes.
About 50.
About 50?
I only have about 35.
35, yes.
And we're both re-entered now, and almost to goal. I think we're both at about the same spot.
Yeah, we're almost gold.
We're almost goal in the re-entry leg.
So is that like including your white lines with your white lines it's probably,
No, not including the one.
but like 35, yeah, 50, oh wow, 50 active is really good. 35, yeah, that's about the average. I think I have 37 active.
Yeah, which is really neat that's
Yes.
Outridge and Bass. I think that we talked about it a while back, and it was like 25 to 30 or 25 to 35 was the average amount of level 1s that a diamond would have or jewel would have, which I always tell people, I mean, those are really, really good odds. It's just finding the right people, finding the runners.
Yeah.
And I loved what Leslie Zann said one time. She said the only difference between a diamond and a newbie is that the diamond has more people who want it than a newbie. And that's really,
or more people that have told them no.
Yeah, exactly.
More no's and more people that on their team that want the business.
Right. And I love, I don't know if you're familiar with Brenda Martin's story, but I just have so much admiration for her. She's my level 2. She signed up under Kristen Abart. And we all three kind of started at the same time. And she had 100 level ones where Kristen and I did not need that to get to Emerald. So she got to Emerald with just almost all silvers and didn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she didn't really get her strong people that saw it and wanted it the way she did quite until she got to just about Emerald. So,
wow, that's amazing to get to Emerald with all silvers.
Yeah, and it didn't slow her down, and she had such a good attitude. You know, she didn't compare herself. She just understood this is what it is. And so if you're hearing these numbers, don't let that derail you, because she's a diamond, her husband's diamond, you know.
Yes.
Thank God that she didn't let that happen to her.
Yes. So, okay. So for the shy people, what do you suggest in how to approach people?
For shy people? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it says for shy people.
Okay, I'm not shy.
I would be
honestly,
closer to shy,
but you're not shy at all.
I'm not really shy either.
So, but okay, so when I hit Emerald, and I don't even think I've shared this story on the Zoom. Sonia Dudley, she lives 2 miles away from me, and she's in my upline. She met with me and Elizabeth Spohn, who's my sponsor, and Elizabeth's husband. And she was doing some coaching with us, and she was like, what's one issue you want to tackle today? And I told her, which is embarrassing for me that I was an Emerald at this point already, but hopefully some people can grow from this. I was like, I am terrified to talk to strangers. I'm absolutely terrified. And I'm not shy. I love, love, love people. But I had coming back to the mental thing, I know I sound like a broken record, but I had a mental block. And she really helped me dig into it. Okay, why do you feel this way? What do you feel when you're about to talk to someone? How do you feel afterwards? And really seeing where that stemmed from. And I was so worried what they were going to think of me, and that they were going to think, oh, it's one of those things, that it was stopping me completely. And I acted weird when I talked to someone. I'd be like, hi, could I, and stammered all over myself, and I felt so nervous and trying to be cool, but I'm sure they felt how nervous I was. So she really helped me figure out why that was happening. And she told me before I was going to go in the store, before I was going to be out around people, to flip my car visor mirror down, look at myself in the mirror, and say over and over again, I love to tell people about plexus. I only have to tell people if I want to, because I also had this feeling of I have to tell every single cashier. I have to tell every single person, or else I'm not utilizing my time. So it created this real pressure and stress on me. And I would say that over and over, and make these personal affirmations for talking to people based on how I felt when I did. And it totally flipped. Like Mom was a natural, and I loved watching her talk to people. And so now it changed how I approach people. And what I do is I start asking them questions now. So, hey, how are you? What did you do this weekend? Did you have a great weekend? And we just start talking. And of course, only the friendly, smiley people, because now that pressure's off of me, and I look for open people. And I just start chatting and talking, and I try to, if I'm shopping, I'll say, yeah, I have a business trip coming up. And I try to drop hints for them to ask me, what do you do? Because we're having a natural conversation. And then when they say, what do you do? I say, I sell an amazing product that's changed my life. And I keep shopping. And I guarantee you, every single person says, what is it? Now they're asking me. I'm not, it's called Plexus. Have you heard of it? It balances your blood sugar and helps your gut health. Here's my card. So we create this natural conversation. And it flows really well once you're not so nervous and you let it go, and you're like, I'll tell someone about Plexus if it comes up, and I'll ask people about how they're doing, and you're more relaxed, I think, about it. And Mom, you're really great at just drawing people out and asking questions.
I don't really think that I used to be.
Think of it either.
I think it's just natural, and I think the difference is I rated extrovert on that personality test, but it was just barely over the line, and she was like extrovert extreme. So I am more quiet, but what I do now, I've noticed, and it's just genuinely because I have more people in my life, that I like people. I've always liked people. So I will make eye contact and I'll smile. And if they engage, then I'll engage. And so I think the reason, like she'll say, how do you get everybody to talk to you? I think really it is now that I'm just making eye contact and smiling. And I think that draws out the naturally friendly people. It puts them at ease. It makes them comfortable. I don't know about you, Angie, but you know, we work with a lot more people now. And that's one of the things I value so much about this Plexus experience is I've grown in my people skills. And so it isn't something that I used to do.
Which is really where we should be. I love it. Like when people say, I don't like to talk to people, I'm shy. And like, that's not, you should be bold in who you are, and you should be able to speak to people. And that's being Christ-like, is reaching out and talking to others. And instead of keeping your head down at the checkout line, looking up and talking to people and engaging and smiling. And and if you don't like it and you're not good at it, you can be. You just practice. Do it over and over and over again. And remember, at Emerald, I was terrified and would shake and get the whole wet armpits and everything when I would have to talk to somebody. And now I love it. Like re-entry and Diamond, my most exciting thing to me is that it's all strangers, because I'm totally out of people that I know in the years past. So now it's all strangers. And it's more exciting almost.
Yes, that is.
And I think you don't go into a situation wanting what's best for you, even when it's with a stranger.
Yes.
We're looking for people that need the products and need the business. And you might lead the conversation so that you could share it, but I'm not looking to twist anybody's arm any place. And so I think that makes things more natural.
Yeah. And so after that conversation, when you tell them what you had and they say, what is it? And you tell them a little bit about what it is. Usually you get the response, oh, I have hormone issues, or, oh, my dad's a diabetic, or, oh, most people are thinking of themselves automatically when you drop little hints of what you have. And then you just say, oh, really? Well, hey, are you on Facebook? And you have your phone out and you're like, here, just friend yourself and I'll send you some information. That is not a commitment. That's not asking anybody to set up any sort of weird appointment. I mean, that's what you do. And then you have them right there and you keep the conversation going. That's what we do every time, I think. Or that's what I do, because I don't have the chance to see them again because I live an hour from town. So I try to get their information right there. But long answer.
I love that. Okay, so what advice can you share with gold ambassadors? Hold on. It says with gold ambassadors with 22. Okay, so maybe it's a gold ambassador with 22 new ambassadors. How to manage your level 1s, 2s, and 3s and grow your business.
Okay. If I can say, the most important thing is that you will always set the momentum for your business and for your team. And so you have to be the strongest player. They have to see you going silver every month, if not more often. They need to see you excited and engaged with your audience on Facebook. They will follow their leader. And so the biggest answer I can give you is never go into management mode. I definitely work with my level 1s, and I encourage them, and I do IPA groups, and I do three-way calls. I touch base with them all the time, but I feel like their business is their business, and they need to see me having a strong business. And that creates the environment that I want for them to thrive in. Mm-hmm. And creating team culture is great and fun.
Yeah, definitely what she said. You never stop working your own business, and this happens all the time. I mean, probably almost every single gold out there has stopped to manage their team. I mean, I did. I don't know if you did. Crazy superwoman over here. And I know I still fall back into it where I'm like, okay, who did at Diamond, I have to make sure I'm still following up and I'm still doing my own IPA. Because like she said, you mimic for your people what they're supposed to do. And they know somehow, just like how mamas know everything that's going on, somehow your downline knows if you have stopped reaching out and working your own personal business. And everything with that has to be duplicatable. And this is how you create that culture, and you create it to where people are running their own businesses and they're not dependent on you all the time, is everything you do with your level 1s your level ones are going to do with their level ones, and so on and so forth. So whatever group you put them in, you make sure you're doing a three-way call with your level ones. One thing I found at Diamond, with my newbies, I stopped doing three-way calls because I'm like, I'm a Diamond, I can talk to them. I don't need someone else on the line with me. But what happened was that level one didn't do three ways with their people because I hadn't modeled that for them. So everything you do, make sure it's a system you want them to follow, and then it's an easy system to follow. So break it down into easy steps, and that frees you up to work your business. They're knowing what to do with theirs. Don't try, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Mm-hmm. I think so many people get stuck because we so badly want this for our people. When we have a level one sign, we see so many visions and dreams for them, and we know how incredible they are. There's really only so much we can do. We can give them that belief, and we can show them. If they're not doing it, don't hold that burden and don't let it weigh you down. What is it, trying to carry their body weight on you through the day? Just go on and find the people that do want it and do understand. You love them, but you never stop reaching for people.
Yeah, and I think IPA chats, grouping people together and doing accountability for their daily work, putting people together, sideline that will work together well, and creating some friendly competition is good within your level ones.
Creating momentum. You're in charge of momentum. If you're the leader, you're in charge of the environment and in charge of the momentum. So making sure there's 7-day trial things, and there's Facebook parties, and there's that kind of thing. You delegate it to your other leaders, have people help you. But I like I said, very visual. I like to think of two different sides of my to-do list. Here's my team to-do list, and here's my to-do list, and get them both done that day. But really, my primary goal is my personal business to-do list, because if that doesn't happen, it will end up hurting this side.
Mm-hmm. And when we say in charge, we mean kind of it's your responsibility. But what I love is when I see people, step into leadership roles that are natural for them and create momentum with their downline. And I always, want to facilitate that and not feel threatened by that, but just come alongside those people and help encourage them, because that is exactly what you want.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so how did you use social media to grow your business, and how many times do you post per day on average? And then it's like 3 questions.
Okay.
Do you cold call, or what do you say?
Okay, the Facebook thing's kind of funny because Amber will accuse me of being over poster, because I was terrified to post, guys. Like, I didn't do anything on Facebook. And so kind of me posting on Facebook is me even being comfortable in my own skin. When I signed up for Plexus, I wouldn't even like anybody's post, because I thought if I liked one person's post, everyone was going to see it and they were going to think I didn't like theirs. So I had no idea how social media worked at all. That's one thing that she really had to teach me. I didn't know what a message was, nothing. So I did not grow my business on Facebook. I do now. I'll tell you, I friend request people with that phone. Hey, I'll just love to send you some information. Are you on Facebook? What's your name? I'll friend request you right now. You're going to love it. It's just really short. You can look at it. So I collect friends on Facebook now, and I do post probably twice a day. But not all Plexus.
Like whatever, like 4 times a day. No.
And you have great posts, Lori.
You were tagged in the post. You were tagged. She does. She is fabulous. Like, I see her post and think, oh, why didn't I think of that? She does an awesome, amazing job. So they're all really good.
But that was my personal growth area. So if you see me like all happy now, that's why.
If you're ever with her, she'll be like, okay, let's get a post of this.
So, do you cold message people? Now, when you reach out to people, do you actually cold message people on Facebook, or how do you?
I do, but I don't know if it's really a cold message, because there's somebody that I friend requested. What I started to do was take screenshots once I sent the friend request. That way I could remember, who I had.
Good.
who to follow up on. But before that, I would just see somebody and see they're not plexus, and I would ask them, hey, I see that we're friends. How is it that we became friends? I forgot. So I just get the conversation going with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say, oh, it's because I thought maybe because I do plexus. You know about plexus, right? That's kind of one of my little lines is I'll assume that somebody knows about plexus. And that can work pretty well sometimes because people don't want to be uninformed. Or I'll say, oh, I thought it was because of plexus. And sometimes they'll come back with, well, what is plexus?
Yeah. I usually, it's different with everybody. Like this question people ask all the time, how do you message people? Well, it's really, really different. So if it was a cousin that I haven't talked to in 5 years or an aunt or something like that, I'm obviously going to start up the conversation and I'm going to chat and I'm going to say hello. And what I do, like Mom said, is I have to write down or screenshot it to remember. Like I'm trying to think in advance. Who's going to be my customer, my new ambassador 3 months from now or 2 months from now? Not that they should take that long, but if they do, we talk about the funnel, always having people in your funnel. So I'll identify people. Okay, these 5 people, I'm going to message them and just start saying hello and be contact with them. And mark it for where in a month or whatever's appropriate. Then I'm going to say, hey, I know this is kind of out of the blue, but have you heard of plexus? And then go from there. Where some people, like if I'm in a mom's Facebook group, something like that, sometimes I'll go that route. And sometimes I'll just say, hey, I just saw your post and I'm feeling burdened to tell you about this. And I'll go straight from the hip like that. So it's kind of almost 50-50 what's appropriate for the situation. But I love what I think Cody Hilmer said it, is if you want to pet a cat, you don't jump out from behind a couch at them to pet them. So usually it's, especially if you're a friend or it's a previous contact, it should be kind of like, hey, hello, how are you doing? I saw you moved to Washington. I've been there before, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if I could mention something, I don't think that very many people really need. Oh, it says it's unstable.
I think it's okay.
Many people really need to cold contact people. I've done that when the person looks really great and I think that they have a lot of friends and it'd be worth my time trying to cold contact them. But most people have not exhausted their warm market list. They just haven't really thought that through as thoroughly as they can. Mm-hmm. And Eric Worre has a memory jogger. You can Google it, Eric Worre memory jogger. And he has some ideas for you to look through, like different topics, different titles of friends that you've had in the past, associates, so that you can add to that warm list, because it's so much harder to cultivate a cold person than it is a warm market person. And so, believe it or not, at Diamond, I get cold market messages about plexus all the time. Do you?
I do too.
Yeah. It's just a cut and paste, and there's no way I would respond to something like that. But if my friend is telling me about something, if someone that I went to grade school is telling me about something, I'm going to engage with that person. And so do yourself a favor and stay away from cold messaging if possible, unless you can make it warm.
Well, it's okay to build a friendship.
It's okay to build a friendship. Yeah, create that.
Yeah, and that that can be on the third message where you guys are already pretty good friends, and you feel connected and it feels appropriate. And I always say, when you're messaging someone, tell them how you're like, I used to try to be super professional because I had that, everyone thinks I'm a little girl mentality. So my messages had to be perfect, on point, really accurate, exact amount of sentences. And now, if I'm feeling like, I don't know if they're going to be turned off by this, I'll say, hey, I really don't want to be pushy, but I just really feel like because of, and then I relate it to them. Because I saw your post where you said you were exhausted and you're not sleeping at night, I can't not share. Or because I dealt with that. And so I know Mom's really big on this too, is making it relatable to them.
Mm-hmm.
Why should they be listening? What did you pick up on? I know your dad has a lot of knee pain. I remember that from the past, and so I thought of you. Those are going to get you a lot farther than, hi, my name's Amber. Have you heard of plexus? That kind of thing.
Yes. Yes, I like that. Okay.
You're getting long answers.
No, it's really good stuff. So what's a few things you have on your to-do list for your team and for yourself? So I guess maybe on your daily, when you teach your team like how they need to run their business, kind of what are the things that you tell them that they need to do every day, or what is kind of like your daily DMO?
Okay, I'm really big on follow-up, huge on follow-up, because I have just experienced what I say all the time, which is everybody will buy or join. If I've made a contact and I've followed up a little bit and I drop the ball on the follow-up, I fully expect that person to walk into one of my events, an ambassador under somebody else. And that is because I know what we are offering and I know where this company still has to go. And so if you want somebody on your team, you really, really need to follow up on them. That is my biggest mantra that I push every day with people.
So when you follow up with someone, because I know I followed up and, I know what Amber was saying, how you follow up with someone for like 2 years and then finally they join. Like, what is it that you say to them if you keep, it's like messaging through Facebook? What do you say to them to get them to follow, like every time you follow up with them, what do you say? Because you kind of run out of things to say to them after you've followed up with them 20 times.
I have one I did today, if you want to see it. Well, basically, this was a cold contact, and so I met her at the airport, and I asked her, she was taking us to a rental car, and I asked her, had she ever heard of Plexus? And she said she had, actually, but she didn't have anybody that was following up on her. But she had a lady who rented a rental car who told her about it and gave her her business card. Lady never contacted her, never friended her on Facebook. I friended her on Facebook. I gave her a sample. I followed up with her today. How did you like your sample? I know you told me that you have diabetes. I really think you should look into these products. She responded back with, she liked it. So I responded back with, well, you should look into this business too, because you would be really great at it. You have an awesome personality. And so we had back and forth like that. She was supposed to message me to sign up tonight. She hasn't messaged me. So tomorrow I'll follow up with her. Can't wait to get you started. Now that's an easy one. Mm-hmm. Other people, if they've given me an objection, I will give it some time, appropriate amount of time, and then I'll follow up with, just can't get you off my mind. I know you said I would love to show you how that is not the case. I really think this would help you. I know this would help you. And so people will usually say, okay, you can show me whatever it is that you're wanting to show me. And so I just follow up with what I think is best and push send. But I do it regularly and I don't give up.
I'm sending screenshots, testimonies, emails. Hey, I thought of you, and sending it to them, different stuff like that. Of course, there's always those people where you message them 6 times and over the course of, a couple weeks or whatever, and they never respond. That's, it's their loss.
Yeah, well, I would still wait a couple months or a month and go back and send them another message.
And hey, I know you weren't ready at the time, or I know you were interested, but I'm sure you got busy. I understand how life is. Oh my goodness. But hey, I saw this again. It's been a while since we chatted, that kind of thing. But always making sure you keep those people. Don't just write them off. Keep them engaged in your Facebook feed. Like their posts. Comment on their posts. Make sure they're seeing your stuff so you're still in their mind. Right now, quick story. I was thinking about it. I was like, I need to make a training of this. There's 3 different people I know that all are in different companies, and I want something from each of those companies. And I've thought about it a few times. Man, I need to order that. Gosh, I've got to get that. But I don't want to take my computer out, get on the website, find their information, get my card. I almost ordered something the other morning from a Facebook party, but my card was in the car, and I didn't want to go out there in my pajamas, so I didn't do it. And the party closed. No one followed up on me. No one said, hey, Amber, are you sure you don't want anything before the party closes? I would have been like, oh, yeah, I do. Can you help me place this order? Mm-hmm. So right now, there's 3 people out there that could have a sale from me, but they're not following up, and I'm kind of almost waiting because I want it to be
unless
easy.
they watch this.
Yeah, I've had that experience too. I've gone to different network marketing things, people selling stuff, and I want to buy it.
But they're probably thinking, I don't want to bother her. If she wanted something, she would have ordered from the party. I don't want to message her and she's going to think I'm being pushy. No, they're helping me. It's being easy. Yeah, someone's saying, love it. Same here. Yeah.
Yes.
Follow up on us, please.
Yeah. We want to be followed up on.
Yeah.
And I love that you said, and that's really something that, I mean, honestly, I kind of didn't really think about, was that you were saying to not only should you be following up with these people, but you should also make sure that you're staying engaged with them on their Facebook page. So not it's just like check off the list, I followed up with my people, but maybe, like make part of that follow up every day, making sure you're engaging, not like the creepy, but making sure that you're staying engaged on their Facebook page, as well as following up, because I know that's probably something we're having a crazy storm here. I'm not as good about doing I am, but I didn't really think about, that being part of it too.
Yeah. And that's where the Facebook lists come in handy. Like you can have the different lists, make different lists of people. And that's a way to not always have to remember to message them. But if they're in that list, you can click the Facebook list and see your non-Plexus people. And you can go through and comment, oh, that little girl's, your daughter's so cute. Where'd you get her shirt? So you can be engaging with them that way without having to go to your messenger and remember to send them a message about.
You have to show me that.
Yes, my lights just went out. But hello, can you hear me? Do I still have internet? Hello. Hopefully, I'm not off the call. Okay, we back now?